Welcome to my journey through the Bible. This will be a application you can apply to yourself and a little more in depth about the chapter. We are in 1 King chapter 20 verses 1 through 43. Now, the king of Assyria and his people believed that God was only a God of the hills, but not a God of plain or valley. And so they wanted to regroup and go fight Israel again. Only they had misunderstood that God was a God of everything. He was powerful. So it didn't matter where they were going to fight at, God was going to win every time. And sometimes in our life, when we try to say, oh, well, God can't do this or that, a lot of times He might just show us that He can. Now, those that believe in God will always be on the winning side as long as we are trying to stay in His will and obedient to Him. And God will have victory every single time. Now, Ahab was a very wicked man, but God approached him with love. And Ahab didn't even really know who God was. He was the king of Israel, but he didn't really know who God was. This shows how far he had gotten from God and God's commandments. And there's evidence of God's goodness all around us. Now, we can choose to ignore it and we can go our own way. And when we choose to do that, disaster will strike us. But if we will open our eyes and we will see what God has for us and how God is having victory over our life, we might need to rededicate ourselves to God. Life is hard and there's problems on every side. So we need to open our eyes. We need to have a break. We need to have time to breathe. And we need Jesus and we need a servant heart. And God always has all of the answer. God always knows how things are going to play out in our life. And so, if you're tired of being on the losing side, then join with God. Get to know who He is. Get to know what He stands for. Get to know and understand His love that He has for you. And of course, when you join His team, then you will know that God can never lose. Now, maybe you feel you like being the underdog. Maybe you like making your own decisions and dealing with the consequences that come from that. And you can keep doing that until you get tired of how it plays out. And then you can come to God, who is very merciful and who is loving and will take you back with open arms. Now, God's love may be very hard for us to explain, but really the only thing we have to do is accept it. May God be with you in everything and every way.